It is time for my final predictions for the regular season as we close it out, folks. Yes, I've been doing it since week 1, and it is week 17. That is crazy to me, folks. But here we are with my NFL predictions for week 17 of the NFL season. Trust me, the predictions are not stopping right now in terms of, the videos themselves. The regular season predictions are going to be over, but we've got the playoffs, folks, and you can bet anything. I am going to be bringing you guys my playoff predictions. Don't you worry about that. I'll revisit my predictions that I had before the season started, stack that up to the teams that made the playoffs, and then predict from the teams that make the playoffs. So don't worry. Prediction videos coming out as well. With that being said, if you're new to the channel, welcome, guys. Thank you. Go ahead and subscribe by hitting the big red subscribe button down below. Trying to hit 10K subs. Also hit my social media. Twitter, Instagram, links down below and on the screen for that. Trying to get to 1K on there. Would really appreciate it with you guys. So let's really quickly go down this. There's a lot of games for folks. No Thursday and Monday games. So every single team is playing. And so just to make it so that this video isn't, a half hour long, I'm going to just go very quickly through each game, give you my pick on who I have winning that game and pick against the spread as well. And then obviously I'll tell you guys how I've been doing this entire season. So let's get started. So how did I do last week? I'm glad you asked. Last week was my best week of the entire season. The best week. 14-2, folks. That is how last week went. So happy that I'm able to really finish out the season strong. Hopefully I can keep it going here. But the only 2 games that I predicted incorrectly were the Seahawks against the Cardinals as they wet the bed, which I don't think anybody saw coming, folks. I mean, that has to be up there for one of the most disappointing losses or most craziest upset of the entire season. I don't know how the heck the Seahawks played that bad. So that one, and then I picked the Chargers to beat the Raiders, and I should have known to not ever pick the Chargers because, again, that's what the Chargers do. So, again, even the 2 games that I predicted incorrectly, I believe the Chargers lost by 1 score, and then, again, the Seattle Seahawks game, nobody saw that coming. So I still feel pretty good about my process, and I'm going to keep it going here. So went 14-2 last week. We add that to the total, and I'm at 150, 86-1. Okay, folks, so that is a 64 winning percentage throughout the entire season. That is 16 weeks now, predicting 64%. So decently happy about that. I actually wanted to be around, 65 to 70%. So I'm very close to that. And hopefully I can have another amazing week and reach that milestone. So with that being said, let's not wait any longer and let's get started. So we will start with the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are favored in this game by 1.5. Now you will notice that with these spreads, they're going to be very weird because there's a lot of teams that could rest their stars. They don't have anything to play for. So I'll point that out for you guys, and we'll start right here with the Buffalo game. The Bills don't really have anything to play for. Now, Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Bills, said that he would play starters. I don't think he'll play them more than, maybe a quarter or something like that. But even so, if that is the case, if the starters do play, the Bills should win this game. They're at home. And the Jets, again, they're talented, but they're inconsistent. We know that. But if the Bills rest their starters, I'll take the Jets here to win this game because I do believe the Jets are talented enough. And it's a division game. I've always told you how tricky division games are. But again, to me, if the Bills play their starters, they win this game. If they rest their starters, then I'm going to go with the Jets. Let's move on to the Saints at the Panthers. The Saints do play for something. They are still playing for seeding, so they're going to play their starters in this one. It's a 13-point spread. I'll take the 13-point spread. The Saints are an absolute mismatch. The Panthers are awful. They're starting Will Grier. Enough said, okay? Even Christian McCaffrey is not enough. Let's move on to the Browns at the Bengals. The Browns are favored by 3 in this one. Now, the Browns also have nothing to play for, really. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be out there, put their starters out there. It's just pride at this point for the Browns, and you know what? They're going to get it done here. The Bengals are absolutely awful. So I'm going to pick the Browns here. It's a 3-point spread. They'll cover just because, again, like I said, the Bengals are awful, okay? Let's move on to the Packers at the Lions. The Packers are also playing for seeding here. It's a 12.5-point spread. And so, yes, I will take the Packers to cover that because, like I said, the Packers are going to play their starters. They're going to play the entire game. They have something to play for. The Lions are awful. Put two and two together. It's not that hard to figure that out. I will take the Packers here. The Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, the Chiefs have something to play for here. They're still playing for seeding. They're at home, favored by 8.5. I will take the 8.5 here, folks. I believe with how good the Chiefs are, they are absolutely going to try to demolish the Chargers here. So I'll take the Chiefs at home, 8.5-point spread. I'm done picking the Chargers. So that should be easy for you guys to figure out. Let's move on to the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are at home, favored by 1 in this game, but they have nothing to play for. They're locked into the 6th seed in the NFC, so they could rest their starters, certainly their running backs who are already banged up. So I have the Bears winning this game just because I believe the Vikings will rest their starters, okay? Let's move on to the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. The Patriots also have seeding to play for, I believe. So, with the AFC, it's a 16-point spread, which is a lot, okay? And I believe the Patriots will win this game, but I do think the Dolphins have an opportunity to cover here because we know they're going to play their starters. It's just pride at this point. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, say what you want about him, folks. He puts up points, okay? So he is going to put up points even on a Patriots defense, who might let up again here, even though, again, it's the last game of the season. Next game, Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is a pick-em here. Both teams are eliminated from playoff contention, nothing to play for. So I'm just going to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here who are at home. And Jameis Winston, to me, is really playing for his job next year, folks. Okay, we don't know if he's going to be the starting quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next season. So he is absolutely going to be out there slinging the rock. And we know the Falcons' defense is awful. I believe the Falcons starters will be playing as well. But again, like I said, it's a pick'em. That's what Vegas is saying. So I'll take the home team. Let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. Now, we do know the Ravens have nothing to play for. In fact, they literally have said they are going to rest their starters. So you won't see Lamar Jackson. It's going to be RG3 week. They're playing against the Steelers, who are favored in this one by 2.5. The Steelers are literally playing for their playoff lives. Here's how much respect I have for the Steelers in terms of their team in this game. I'm going to pick the Ravens. Yes, I am, okay? Even the backup for the Ravens will beat this Steelers team because whether or not they start Mason Rudolph or Duck Hodges at quarterback, it does not matter one bit. Both are garbage, okay? Garbaggio, basura. That is garbage in Spanish, okay? That's how bad they are. So give me the Ravens. Their backups are better than the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive starters. It's just plain and simple. And they're at home. I'll take them. Let's move on to the Washington Redskins at the Dallas Cowboys. A must-win for the Dallas Cowboys. They're favored in this game by 11. I believe they will get the job done, but it will be too little too late because the other team in the NFC East are the Eagles, who are playing the Giants, and I am picking the Eagles to beat the Giants and get the claim and capture the NFC East. That's a 4.5-point spread, which is very low, by the way. I don't know why. I'm going to hammer that for Philly. I think they definitely covered that. But yeah, Dallas beats the Washington Redskins, and I think they covered that 11-point spread. I'm eating a lot of points here. I know I'm swallowing a lot of points, but I'm just telling you, folks, the teams that have something to play for, they're going to go all out, okay? Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. The Texans have nothing to play for here. But Bill O'Brien said they're going to play the starters. Again, I don't know how much to believe with these teams that say they're going to play their starters, whether they really will. But the Titans absolutely are playing for their wild card spot. So I will pick them to win this game. They're favored by 3.5. If the Texans play their starters, then I think they cover that. But if they play their backups, then I think the Titans will cover that 3.5. Okay? Let's move on to the Colts at the Jaguars. Again, both teams, nothing to play for. Eliminated from playoff contention, so I'm just going to pick the better team here, and that is the Indianapolis Colts, okay? They're favored by 3.5. I will take that 3.5 even on the road. Let's move on to the Oakland Raiders at the Denver Broncos. And I'm going to take the Broncos here. Again, both teams really have nothing to play for. Actually, I misspoke. The Raiders are technically still somehow in the hunt for the playoffs, but they need like 5 different things to happen. Probably won't happen. So I'm going to take the Broncos here. They've been playing pretty well with Drew Lock, their new rookie quarterback. They're at home. Their defense is fairly solid, and the Raiders are, just awful to me in terms of their defense, and their offense is suspect at times. So I'm going to take the Broncos here at home. 3.5-point spread. I do think the Raiders cover that. Let's move on to the Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. Kyler Murray might not play this week again. Both teams have nothing to play for, so I'm just going to take the better team at home, the Rams, favored by 7.5. Okay, and finally, the Sunday night football game. We've got the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. It is a 3-point spread now. The Seahawks really let me down last week, but I'm going to go back to the well here, and I'm going to pick the Seahawks, and the reason why is Beast Mode is back. Marshawn Lynch was signed by the Seattle Seahawks. Now, in terms of how much impact I believe he will make for the Seahawks, that is a different discussion. But I do believe there's something to be said about momentum and some sort of energy you get. And them being at home, Marshawn Lynch's return, that is going to, I believe, propel that team to beat the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. I believe they will have a rebound game, but please don't take this as my endorsement for how I believe Seattle does in the playoffs with Marshawn Lynch. That I will reveal in my playoff prediction video once all the seedings are decided and we know the matchups, okay? So there you have, folks, my picks and predictions for every single game in Week 17. So there you have, folks. Those are my picks and predictions. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I will be back with my playoff predictions, so don't you worry. Make sure you guys are locked in here and subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for watching.